how to make a profitable trading algo like we have done in the past in Nexus Ledger. And as you can see, the results over here as well, just attached screenshots. So in this video, we're going to talk about that. So let's just get into the specifics. And by starting thing is actually the trading idea, right? So what's your strategy and what's the idea behind it and what are the fundamentals of your strategy? This is the most important thing, of course, that everybody should know. So you have to define your market edge. So what is that you are thinking about it as an edge that you think is gonna get you profit or get you alpha. So then you have to formulate that idea or that market edge that you think into exact rules, entry, like for example, or exit or time frame filters and such things. And then you have to get into basically getting clean market data, for backtesting or for validation or those kind of things is very important. So you have to remove, like for example, if you have a OHLCV data set in your file, so you have to remove the gaps or the bad prices or like empty data columns from those to be able to exactly get a data set that is clean enough for you to backtest it, right? And then, of course, once you clean your data, then you get to the realistic backtesting, in which you would include the fees plus spread or plus the slippage as well. So then, if it's still profitable after cost, then you come to these decisions. Either it's a yes if it's profitable after cost, then you check the robustness test out of sample plus walk forward test on your strategy. And then if it still works, then you get to this thing, which is, does it works between different market regimes, and if it's a no, then you reject or avoid, curve fitting. You don't trade that strategy on a market regime that's not suitable for your strategy. But if it works in different market regimes as well, then you come to the risk engine size, which is basically what is your position size on each trade, or how are you gonna manage the risk and the risk management kind of things, right? And what's your maximum drawdown and those things. And then you get into stress testing, which is basically using things like Monte Carlo simulations plus simulating losing streaks and those things. And then if this thing is acceptable for you, if this risk is acceptable for you, then you get into paper trading, right? And then you test real execution, because the things we imagine in the backtest and the things that happen in real market are a lot of times different, right? And if the risk is not acceptable, it's just very easy. Just reduce your size, reduce your risk in the strategy, and then you're good to go. So then once it succeeds from a paper trading as well, then you want to go into live trading. You want to put in very small size in the strategy and keep the strategy running for 1 or 2 weeks and check the live results as well. Do the live results match the back test or not, right? And if it does matches, and if it's good, then you deploy scale your capital gradually, and you monitor the performance, the expectancy, and the drawdown and the stability, right? And then if all those things came good, then you're good to go, right? But still, it's not guaranteed profit that one thing that's working right now will work forever. Is just a fantasy land. But if it doesn't work out, then you fix the execution, the latency, and the auto logic and slippage, right? So you can do things like, for example, you can do chase orders. If the fees are hitting you too hard, you can try to get into chase orders where you're trying to chase the market through limit orders, and it looks like you're using a market order, but it has its own trade-offs as well. But it's still better sometimes than market orders fees that hits you. So that's your whole setup and step-by-step plan on how to get a profitable trading algorithm. But still, it's not guaranteed profit. You still need to constantly improve it when it gets down or when time changes, kind of those things. So one more thing is, the main crux of this video, or the main lesson, is basically a profitable algorithm is not created by finding a magical indicator. It's not created by scrolling through those TradingView indicator public or private indicators that are listed on TradingView and just finding that magic indicator. It's created by proving an edge, surviving different market conditions, controlling risk, and matching live execution with the backtest. So in one line, it's created by you actually thinking about the whole process very seriously, right? And taking trading as a serious thing, as a serious business. Because if you're trying to get into algo trading or even trading itself, if you're manually trading and you're thinking to generate like 50% returns per month or 100% returns per month, then I think it's either a fantasy land or it's either, too much risk involved with that, because you can never create consistently like 50% or 100% returns with a very low risk, right? You have to risk very high to get those high returns. And that's not the focus of this video, and also the focus of Nexus Ledger for itself. So if you want to create your own profitable trading algorithms or want to automate your own manual strategy that you have found to be profitable, you can contact us on our website